there. This game has recently become something of a meme among a lot of the people that I watch on Twitch, who I follow, those who follow me. Chances are, if you've been on my stream at all, you have heard me mention Lord BBH more than once. Fantastically talented gamer. He's been in a lot of contests and competitions over the years, a lot of them online through emulators, some face-to-face. He's like out in the other end of the country, or on like Vegas or something. As a matter of fact, I think he's going to EVO this year. Yeah, his real name is Matt Hall. He's said that on stream before. I don't mind mentioning that. He has been doing MAME roulette streams, where he plays arcade games completely at random. As a matter of fact, twice I have preempted my own Throwback Thursday so that I could host him doing a viewer's request special of a MAME roulette game. And during these MAME roulette games, certain games end up sticking out more than others and become memetic on his and other people's channels. And this is one of them. This is the NES version of an arcade game that made him basically say pretty much that if he ever meets a certain individual in real life, he may be very, very hard-pressed to not punch him in the face. Or at least that is the impression that I got. And as I discovered, playing the NES version of this for the first time, in preparation for this episode, I came to realize that the NES version is no better. As a matter of fact, it might be even worse. I speak, naturally, of Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. Let me get that into my marquee. Oh man. This is gonna be brutal. I'm just gonna say that right now, up front. This game is more than a little wrong. Trade West 92 is what my list says here. Let me get that build in. You down out of the way. So I have yet another guess whispered to me. And that is so clearly not even remotely correct that I feel compelled to not penalize you for that guess. But I'm going to, and yeah, I have to. I have to follow the rules. I gotta put a mark down there. Okay, so in the style of an arcade racing, and this is indeed a port, in a sense, of an arcade racing game, all you have to do in order to keep the game active, just win every race. Once you do lose a race, things count against you. In the arcade release, that's when you'd have to put in another quarter in order to continue, although they give you a number of lives here. You're allowed to lose a few races and still go on. But I'm probably going to quit after my first lost race, which is probably going to be the third race. The difficulty in this game ramps up something stupid hard. And it starts ridiculously brutal. Ridiculously brutal. Let me put it this way. I played this exactly once before in preparation for this. Very first race of the game. Very first track. Very first corner. I didn't even get to the first corner of the track. My car was already on fire from the massive amount of collisions that all the AI cars suddenly just drove right into me at the very beginning of the race. It was that wrong, that brutal. You may have noticed earlier in the strategy hints for the game, they tell you, knock other cars off their jacks. They tell you this as a strategy. If someone's in the pit lane, crash into them. And as a matter of fact, in the arcade version, this is pretty much the only means that someone can possibly actually win a race against the AI after like the third or fourth race. Because the AI is a cheating bastard. This is completely unable to be competed with. And this is no better. This is no better. One of these icons actually looks pretty accurate to me. Although he really ought to put a helmet on. West Canada, race 1, 5 laps. Now they give you money, of course, for each race, and they start you with an amount. And you can choose how to spend it in order to improve your vehicle. You can buy more turbo boosts, upgrade your brakes, which essentially trigger automatically when you're not holding in the accelerator, or this version of the game. Tires to reduce your skidding. Improve your crew, makes your pit stops take less time. You can upgrade your miles per gallon so that you don't have to take a pit stop as often. And of course, upgrade the engine, boosts your acceleration. There is also the Danny's Choice option, which basically has Danny Sullivan himself spend all your money for you, upgrading things as he sees fit. This has been noted as one of the most blatant means under which he cheats his ass off. Yes, he will make the best choices for him. Keep in mind, you are racing against Danny each and every one of these races. And he is clearly the kingpin. The other cars on the track are just there as obstacles that make you feel good coming in second place. No, you are racing against Danny Sullivan. I am going to invest in crew and miles per gallon to minimize how much non-racing I am doing. And let's burn rubber, Danny. Let's see if I can make it past the first corner without being on fire. Yes. Some of them tried to really smack me down there, but I have pulled ahead. Okay, good. It plays reasonably well, even though, you know, you don't have the analog steering wheel like you do the arcade version. Oh, whoops. I seem to have neglected to pit when I should have. I've run out of fuel and I'm crawling along. There we go. I can catch back up, though. Out of my way, Danny. Yeah, Danny's in the yellow car. There we go. Yeah, it's /ME, and then whatever it is you wanted to type there. Next race, New Jersey. I will once again upgrade pit crew and miles per gallon. Let's burn rubber, Danny. Yes, I believe if you have a multi-tap, you can play this with 4 people at once. But yeah, Danny Sullivan is still out there, and he has no problems beating everybody's butt. Alright, my crew is telling me to pit. I shall do so. Oops! It looks like I took out a member of his pit crew there. That is actually kind of fun. No, I'm going to try to complete this last lap without pitting again. I may need to spend some of my turbos to do so, but that should be alright. There we go. Well, I feel like I lucked out on the first race. Like I said, very first time I played this, before I even got to the first quarter, my car was already on fire from damage to the other cars. I suspect that this race is going to end very poorly, because this is where Danny is going to start being like, yeah, I win now. Upgrade crew, upgrade MPG, and I think I'm going to even spend that surplus 30 on more turbos. Give me 10 more uses of the B button for a quick little dash. Let's burn rubber, Danny. Yeah, so that yellow car, you're going to see that when it's behind me, it's just going to burn through turbos and never run out. It's not going to let me pass him. Like, at all. Thankfully, he has to pit too. Oh. Tried to, get a piece of him there. Oops. He's actually already well out ahead. Oh. Dropped some paint there. Oh, can I actually... Oh, no, you son of a bitch! Yeah, you see what I mean? Danny Race is dirty. Really dirty. This game is no friendlier than the arcade version. Like, at all. If anything, it might even be worse. Yeah, that was enough of that. So that is Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. Yes, this is definitely a game where cheaters no longer prosper, but non-cheaters lose very quickly. This is an extremely brutal game. The same producer, same original company as the makers of Ivan Iron Man Stewart's Super Off-Road. I've played the arcade version of that before. Actually, I played that during my previous Mystery Theme night, come to think of it, right? Yeah, I did. That was the arcade version, but there's also an NES version of that. The NES version of that game is actually very easy. The arcade version isn't that bad, but the NES version is even easier. That's a very marathonable game, actually. So, I can see why they upped the difficulty for Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat, but holy crap, it is brutal. And they didn't make it any easier for the NES version. Yes, Danny buys the best stuff. For Danny. As you race against him. Indie Heat probably cannot be 1cc'd in any reasonable manner. If a TAS were to do it, it would almost certainly involve disabling Danny's car like every race after the 4th. It is absolutely ridiculous. Only one person has made it beyond, I want to say, like the 3rd or 4th race on a single credit, and they've actually made it like 2 races beyond anybody else did, and they did so by just sitting and waiting in ambush to attack Danny's car. Set it on fire so that they can actually, you know, complete the laps. And even then, it's like when he does manage to get his car to recover, he's just suddenly turbo, and just, yeah, he almost catches up. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it might not even be possible in a tool-assisted speedrun. It's just that insane. But yes, the NES version is no friendlier. Let me get that typed into my list of games that I've played here. Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. Oh, and of course, I feel like I would be missing an opportunity if I didn't take the opportunity. Let me reset this real quick. There. Cool ball. I had to do that at least once. I hope the mic actually picked that up. Cool ball. Yeah, it did. Okay. Alright, that's enough of that brutal game. Oh my word. But it had to be played. It had to. I was saving that for a special moment in the stream. Game to play coming back from break. There it was. Fits the theme. I was actually surprised when I learned it fit the theme. I was like, oh my word. Well, I'm going to have to play that. I wouldn't be, I would not be allowed to get away from... Whoa, what did I just do? No, we're not playing Potato Man tonight. Alright, this is what I wanted to do. Yeah. Use pit stop when out of gas or on fire. Yeah, turbo button will exit pit early. That is actually a very useful strat. Knock other cars off their jacks. There, thought I'd show you. The game actually does tell you to do this, yes. Danny's tips. Cheat your ass off. Yeah, and it's interesting that they have a second image of Danny without the glasses on, as they talk about his racing career. And the arcade version does the exact same thing, too. Yeah, you may have seen that earlier. Let me actually put this into turbo mode here. And I will have that come up again. And give you a last opportunity to get a guess in, if you would like to do so, while it is still Game 8. Once it becomes Game 9, the prize will decrease. That's gonna go the entire race, isn't it? Yeah. Danny won. Of course. Nope. Come on. I know it's there. Keep going. I'm holding in a key to accelerate the emulator, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here. Yep, there he is. Danny's awesome wins. Oh, I got the mouse cursor sitting on the screen. I'm sorry, everybody. I forget that that's actually being broadcast to you now. Did I have that sitting there the entire time I was playing? I hope not. That is Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Alright. Let's go this way. Yeah. I'm trying to choose my games in such an order that it becomes a little more obvious as I go along. Yeah, I'm trying to make the theme a little more visible each time. Make it a little more likely to come to mind. Let's see. How's about... Okay, I'm gonna do this one. Really? Are you kidding me? Alright. You know... Okay, so the box ghost beware just whispered something to me. They've already guessed correctly. They mentioned a game that would actually fit the theme. I suppose I could play that one, but, yeah, you know, alright, okay. I'll do that one next, sure. I was probably gonna squeeze that one in at some point anyway. I'll do it now. Yeah. After all, I did say the word who earlier. Stopped myself, but let's make it so that I haven't totally ruined things. Here we go. Who framed Roger Rabbit? Back to LJN again. LJN 1989. There is not a question mark in this title, curiously enough. Okay. I did actually play this on stream once before. I think it was a Friday night request. It has point-and-click adventure elements to it. Oops. Oops. I'm trying to remember how it went. I got this game confused with another one, actually. Oops. There we go. I don't know how long I'm going to play this for, but let's just say that my instinct is such that I would probably prefer to play Nightshade if I were going to play a game like this. Ow! Really? I was intentionally staying away from the wall. Alright. Oi! Ugh. Thanks. I seem to be getting that an awful lot. I've been in this one. I know I have. What's going on over there? Yeah, so there isn't a whole lot going on here. Is there anyone in chat who's more familiar with this game than I am and would like to, prompt me to do something interesting before I just move on to the next one? Really? Wow. Brutal. What the? Sheesh. Try searching this building. Flashlight. Empty. Mouse hole. I just remember punching Roger by accident, huh? Well, that's cute at least. Alright, so those message... Oh, I just emptied it, I suppose. Oh, really? Yeah, so this game's a bit of a crawl, I guess. Alright, I'm going to take just a, well, maybe like half a minute or so. If you have a guess you would like to make, go ahead and make it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, man. Yeah, I have to, got something in my eye. You'll have to, give me a moment here. I'll be right back. Ow, stop that stinging, please. Apologize for the delay. It's kind of unfortunate. So I have a couple of guesses sitting in chat now. And one of them is wrong, I'm sorry to say. And other one, you're going to have to give me a moment on, actually. Because it's phrased in such a way that it could imply the correct answer. I don't know if it itself is correct or not. Okay, you know what? Having done a brief bit of research, I am going to accept that as a correct answer. Jezendar, congratulations. I am going to give you credit for that as the right answer. You actually ended up giving a response that is even more specific than what I had in mind. But what you said I have every reason to believe that it is absolutely a correct statement that you made, and it very much implies, in fact, requires, as a superset, as it were, the theme that I have in mind. So I am very confident in accepting that as a right answer. I shall do so. Yes, so congratulations to Jezendar. I'm pretty sure... Well, here, I can very easily... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, with 3 answering correctly prior. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And that was your first guess. Yes, okay. So I am counting 3,691 bennies to add to your burgeoning total here. Okay. I'll whisper it to you. That is totally a thing I can do. In theory. Oh, I would have to do that from, okay. I can do that from, like, any page on Twitch other than the one I'm looking at. I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up the command if I type it in and then everybody sees it and then I've ruined the game. So give me just a moment here. I'm wondering how it is that you latched onto something more specific like that, without getting the. I have so many whispers sitting here. Okay, there we go. So that explains my yeah. So Jezendar now knows how I phrased the theme and why it is that I accepted his answer. Yes. Okay. So I will once again repeat the list of games that I have run through here. Let me close that. Yeah, I got it to him. I got it to him. Okay. Times 0.9. Right. So far, I have played Marble Madness, Slalom, Jeopardy, WWF WrestleMania, Cabal, Beetlejuice, Sesame Street ABC and 123, Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And time for me to add yet another game to the list. Oh, I've still got the camera blanked out. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm a lot better now, thank you. I didn't give you much to look at there, I apologize. I've got a double cursor thing going here. Okay. Where did my list end up going? Here it is. Yeah, alright. The next one I'm going to play is the one that I was going to play before that one was suggested to me. Let's get that open. Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, wait, I know what's wrong. There we go. Let's see. Where is it? Published by Nintendo themselves in 1990. Oops. Here we go. This is, of course, a digital version of an old Williams pinball table. There were two such tables done on the NES. The other was High Speed. That was actually published by TradeWest. But you can see this one was done in a very similar style. Wow. Ball's really stuck in there. I do have some experience with the actual... Oh, really? With the actual Pinbot table. Not a lot of experience with the NES version of this. Even though I have the actual cart. For some reason, I haven't played it much. And it was High Speed that I played the most of as a kid. Zamboni93, thank you so much for that follow. Greatly appreciated. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Alright, so what we have to do on the Pinbot table is complete that grid of lights that you see up at the top there. It's just off the top, but there are 5 targets running horizontally in different colors, yellow, blue, purple, green, and red. And a separate set of 5 targets running down the side, and they control the row and the column that they're lined up with. Hit the targets, and you light up boxes in those rows or columns, get them all lit up, and a visor at the top of the screen lifts up. You give Pinbot his eyes, you end up in multi-ball. But you can actually complete the entire grid with a single shot if you time it to hit the lit switch. You can see it cycling between rows and columns right now. If the very first target I hit is the one lit up at the time that row or column, it fills the entire grid in one shot. And, well, actually I missed the grid completely there, so we're still good for that. It's worth a try, at least. Oh, that was terrible. No. Okay. So now I'm gonna have to just chunk my way through. There are plenty of other scoring features on the table, but that is the big one. Its selling point, as it were. Whoa. Here we go. That ramp can be very valuable. There's a little sort of pin board. It's a little difficult to see, even on the real table, because it's got a transparent bottom and little pins. But yeah, up in this area, the ball can essentially bounce around in random areas. It can come out here, which can be a little dangerous. It can come right down to the in lane, to the right flipper. And it can even dump back down into here, which is probably the most useful place for it to go, because then you get to do the skill shot again. If you hit it with just the right power, you can get it to... Oh, that went all the way to the top. You get the most points if you get it in the hole just shy of the top. It's like one of those old school Bagatelle games. And the more often you get to play that game by getting the ball back out there, the more points it's worth. There's a multiplier that steadily increases. Can't seem to shoot that with the left flipper. There is this sense of progressing through the planets. You see that bank of targets there on the left. When you hit one, you've got a limited amount of time in order to finish off the rest of them. And that light's... actually, it's lit right now. You see that green target on the right-hand side? That advances you to the next planet in the solar system. If you start on the outside edge, you start at Pluto. If you make it all the way to the flashing planet, you get an extra ball. And if you make it all the way to the sun, you earn a special. There we go, I have completed the grid. So let's see if we can get... there we go. There's one ball locked for multi-ball. Nope, still went all the way up. Darn. So I now have a ball physically sitting in the left-hand slot up there. There we go. And I get double scores while both balls are active. Everything in the game is worth double value. Oh, whoa! Darn. Much like High Speed, and this game actually did come out first, they did this really nice sort of split-screen effect. When the ball is near the top of the table, your flippers remain at the bottom, so you never have to try to judge where they are as the ball is coming down. That was a very cleverly put-together mechanic there. It makes it pretty playable. As far as the actual ball physics go, it's pretty rubbish. I mean, you can literally see the ball stutter as it rolls down a flipper. But it's playable. It doesn't have as much extra hidden things that High Speed does, those bonus escape modes. I played High Speed during the Digital Pinball Throwback Thursday a little while back. That was episode 15. Over already, isn't it? Yep. Game over. I did get to multi-ball once, at least. Yeah. I don't know what my record is on this table, but I'm sure it's better than that. And, well, if it isn't, then, well, that's still a crap score, so I don't care. Don't care. Alright, if anyone would like to guess... yeah, ball going down to hole. Didn't come back. So if anyone would like to take a guess at the current value of the prize, they may do so. I will give you about half a minute or so on that. Probably shouldn't have closed the game quite so quickly, come to think of it. But that's alright, I guess. Let me figure out what I'm going to play next. Yeah, that has to happen. That has to happen. That is definitely going to be the next one I play. Yeah, I know, right, Perry? Probably retailed for as much as any other NES game at the time, though. Ah, Gettysburg. Hey, good to see you here. I am once again doing a mystery theme night. Okay, this next game Let's trade west again. 1989, according to my list here. And I say game. But, yeah, it's kind of not. This infamous thing. So this is really not so much a game as it is a shall we say a utility? It's kind of, it's a weird thing that it even exists in the first place. Give me an extra moment here to make sure that I'm looking at the right number. And I've got 4, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Muscle and Fitness, Alan, good to see you here. Alright, so there is not a game in the usual video game sense here. Instead, this cartridge, which I know retailed for full price back in the day, the Time Machine on Nintendo, this game gives you a tarot reading. That's all it is, that's what it does. I'm not even kidding. Put in my actual first name. Nah. You can know me as Zotmeister. I think it'll fit. It asks for your birth date. Oops, whoa. What am I doing? Why can I... Oh, there we go. It's not like it's any secret. I've said it many, many times. F or M, yeah. And so it asks you... Yes, Perry is indeed here. So, my question... Will I ever be able to make Twitch my... Oops. No, I need a rub. There. Career. There we go. It just fits. Just got that last letter in there. Will I ever be able to make Twitch my career? Oh my word. Oh, the artifacting is real. Oh dear. I'm probably pixelated as all hell on the other end of this stream right now. You, card the Knight of Staffs. Now, deal the cards. Alright, just for you, Alan. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I play video games and whatever this is. Yes, this game actually had, like, warnings on its box that it is not intended for anyone under the age of 14, and it is for entertainment purposes only. Significator, card the Queen of Swords. The situation at present is a strong, perceptive, idealistic, and private person. Crossing card, the High Priestess. For none can undo the treachery I have inflicted upon the land. Your immediate influence is wisdom or sound judgment in your decisions. That's good to hear. I'm getting a lot of major arcana here. Crowning card, the Ten of Swords. Within your present frame of reference is pain or sadness. How true that is. Base of the matter, the Five of Coins. Past influences which have led to this point are loss of financial security. So far, this is way too damn accurate. Way too accurate. And I'm playing this on an emulator. It's not even a physical card. Past influences, the Ten of Staffs. No, staves is the plural of staff. Recent past factors are overburdened or stressed. Yeah, no shit. Oh, yeah, she might have been, actually. Forthcoming influences, the Page of Swords. Near future influencing you soon is capable of uncovering or discovering the unknown or inobvious. Yeah, that tends to happen in my life a lot. It's like, no, there's always a third side to every story, and that usually seems to be the one I end up on. Where one finds oneself, the Eight of Staves. Your present situation or attitude is quick decisions. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up. Views of others, the Tower! Others view you as a sudden or complete change. Well, I know one person on Twitch certainly does. I feel the same way about them. I'm not getting into that right now. Such ominous music. Hopes and fears, the Two of Staves. Your inner emotions sense or will shortly sense a position of authority. I will have to take your word for that. Here we are, the answer card. Final outcome, the Ten of Coins. The culmination of the events revealed before will be a strong feeling of security. Ancestry. As usual, that last card doesn't really answer the question, does it? It just kinda tries to allude to things. And it lets you pick lottery numbers at the end here. Select your state. It knows the how many numbers are selected there. Actually, it's usually in mass that I'm doing that sort of thing, but at any rate, I'm sure that these lottery numbers no longer apply. But yeah. Lucky numbers. I did see someone, an article online earlier today. I was doing a little bit of research on this. Yeah, in case Twitch doesn't work out, yeah, I can try the lotto. Someone played this game 5 times, got the lottery numbers off of them, and then spent $5 playing those lottery numbers. And they made $7 out of it. They were not impressed. I was. And that is Taboo the Sixth Sense. There's really nothing more to do other than give it another question, give it another run, have a group of people, let it do its thing. Yep, that's, it's a thing. It is something that exists. Whether or not it is a game, probably debatable. It is definitely a program on an NES cartridge. There is something to be said for that. There is something to be said for that. Okay, does anybody have a guess? I'm pretty sure that helped absolutely nobody, but all the same. Have about an hour left to go, and I do need to take that into account as I choose the games I play, and indeed how long I spend playing them. Some of the bigger giveaways I've been sort of keeping away from, but it's getting to the point where I would have to really dive into them. But I feel like I would be doing something sorely wrong if I didn't actually try this one. Technically, I've already played 2 sports games tonight. One racing, one wrestling, and one skiing, actually. Make it 3. Well, but whether WrestleMania counts as a sport or not, I'm not going to get into that. But I was genuinely surprised when I referenced this game a while back, and someone said they had never heard of it, so I am going to remedy that right here, right now. The next game I am going to play is... yeah, Sports Entertainment, I believe they call it, yes. Alright, take care of the box, Ghost Beware. Catch you next time. Your bennies have been appropriately logged. We shall press on to... find it here, yes. Comes up. Another one published by Milton Bradley. I have 1989 as the year here. Let's, is it waiting for me to push something? Yes, it is. For a sports game, I've actually spent quite a bit of time playing this. As a kid, there was a friend who had this. Neighbor's house. Of course, I played Bird and he played Jordan. It was always an interesting little matchup. Ah, Sciature! Hello, good to see you here. And you are, of course, correct! Yes! Sciature just totally sniped the correct answer. More bennies for Sciature. He got it. He got the most last time. He guessed it pretty quickly last time, too. Alright. More bennies. You are absolutely right. Also, hi, good to see you here. I know that your visits are fewer and further between, but always happy to have you here. Okay. Hopefully a certain individual that you and I both thought we knew hasn't been talking behind your back much like he has about me. But I'm not going to get into that right now. So we've got a number of options here for how to play. I could always do the 3-point contest with Bird or the slam dunk contest with Jordan, but it's probably most fun to do the proper one-on-one match. So that is what I will do. There we go. I will play as Bird against Jordan playing the computer. Play to 11. I'll leave it on the easier one there. Okay. Yes, the way that this works, essentially every basket is worth 1 point fewer. A standard basket is worth 1 point, a 3-pointer is worth 2. First to 11 wins. Oh. And Jordan gets the first one, nice and easy. Oh, oh, you're kidding me! Come on, ref! Ugh, that was terrible. Jordan is nailing his layups, what the hell? No, I gotta get that rebound. Ugh, it's been a long time since I played... Oh, that was terrible. I'm getting tooled here, something fierce. Oh, I just did it again. Yeah, I've been trying my best to stay away from any sort of drama around here. It's just so incredibly stupid. Give me that. On! In! There we go. Yeah, I can't say that I blame you at all. What did I do? Jump too soon? That looked beautiful. I think I was on the line. Oh, I still got full credit for that. Alright, I've tied it up. Oh, you... Yeah, as you might imagine, Jordan is faster. Better on the dunk, but, I just got fouled. No? I fouled him, you're saying? Come on. Yeah. Yeah, Bird is a lot more accurate. The manual for this game actually has... Oh, I thought I could steal it from him there. Actually has quotes from Larry and Bird talking about their own play styles and strategies and what they would actually do against the other player playing one-on-one in a real game. And the strategies actually do work here. The game is very, very workable. I think this game originally existed as a PC title, so this is technically a port. Yeah, I think the original was actually Electronic Arts development. One of their early sports games, interestingly. Yep. Jordan was ducking down, so that was a very easy shot for Larry. No problems. Oh, I just got psyched out there. No. Yeah, he actually got the... Jordan with the 2-pointer to win it. I made 7 shots at the basket, all 3-point attempts, and I hit 4 of them. Yeah, Larry Bird's really good like that. But yeah, I got outplayed. This is actually a genuinely fun game, and especially if you're up against another human opponent, it really does feel fair and balanced between the two. I would normally say characters, but to differentiate from players, the people holding the controller. But yeah, they're real people, you know. So it's tough to use that word. Competitors, I guess, in-game avatars. Yeah, I'm actually very, very fond of this game. They did a very good job with it. I never actually owned it myself, but I played it quite a bit as a kid. I wish I could even remember his name. It's such a shame. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's one of those cute little things, and it fit the theme. And I was actually surprised when I learned that it did fit the theme. I knew that I had to play that. I knew I had to squeeze that in at some point. So that is what I did. Let me get that. No, I'm getting the title wrong here. Let me get that typed into my record here. Give you another moment to try to guess the theme if you haven't already. Oh man. Yes, as someone who knows the theme, I was probably going to play that at some point anyway. I guess I'd better do it now. Alright. Fine. I was actually planning on playing that game anyway. Yes, indeed, the next game is in fact Time Lord. This game has, like, the best intro music ever. Give it a moment. Or do I have to press a button? Either way. Let me get it typed in here. I'm going to let that play. Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Milton Bradley again, actually. 1990 is the year of publication I have listed here. It's a very peculiar, eclectic game, sort of like an action puzzler. Yeah, it looks like I have to push a button. Oh, what am I doing? Damn it. Sorry, give me just a moment here. That's this game, okay. And I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people get it so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There we go. I am now looking at the correct number. Let me save that to memory. Yes. I actually do enjoy this game, but I know why a lot of people don't. There is definitely a bit of a stinker aspect to it. It is definitely a learning curve. Yeah, Milton Bradley Time Travel Research Center. Your mission: capture 5 orbs in each time zone and eliminate alien forms changing Earth's history. Good luck, Time Lord. No relation to Doctor Who. Let me just say that right off the bat. The mechanic in this game is that you are someone using a very sort of crude time machine to try to battle an alien invasion force. I believe they're called the Dracons, that have warped history to try to recruit armies, the great armies of the past, in order to conquer what would be our future in the year 2999. Our time technology being not nearly as advanced as theirs, our device does something very unpleasant for our hero. We have what basically boils down to, in-game, a 1-year time limit in order to finish things. From the perspective of the player, that actually works out to 36.5 minutes. Every 6 seconds, the calendar day that you'll see at the bottom center of the screen when I start will advance 1 day. It starts at January 1st. If the year ends, so does the game. And presumably humanity with it. Whoa, what the? I think I need to blow on the cartridge. Which is really, really weird, because this is an emulator. What the hell was that? What was that? Hold on, is that gonna happen again? That was, huh. Okay, hold on. I have a backup plan here. I do have a backup plan. Because I happen to have some additional options I can try. Apparently it is! Apparently it very much is, which is weird, because I have a program that's supposed to verify those sorts of things, and this entire folder that I was just in is vetted. Might be an emulator issue. Let me try this other, I do have backups for some of these. Let's try this file. That one's doing it too. Let's see. This is so weird. I was not anticipating this. It's funny, but also kind of obnoxious. Let me try this file. Yeah, I do have one available. I will try that next after this. See if that solves it. And if that doesn't work, I have yet another option available to me. As there are actually 2 separate NES cores I could try to use in this emulator. I can switch it over to the other one and see if that helps. Man, wow. Alright, so we're trying the PAL version. We are trying the European release of the game now. My word. I am not changing the screen resolution, though. I apologize in advance. You know you're playing the European version when the music is slowed down. Still sounds cool, though. Let's see. There we go. Alright. Guess I'm playing the European version. Alright. Invisible wall there. We actually go to the left this game! That's your first puzzle solved. Will you stop that? So the orbs in this first future stage here, the game's present. Grabbing all the orbs is what lets us go to the next area that the aliens are trying to take over. We can just punch and kick enemies here. But in other sections we will get period-appropriate weapons. Are you kidding me? Out of life already? There we go. It seems that this is just going to run a little slower. That was so weird. Position Castle Harmon, England. Estimated time of arrival 1250 AD. And now here is where things get a little trickier or puzzlish. Here we have a bunch of random mushrooms lying around. We're gaining points for grabbing them. I guess we should grab them. Hey, look at that! An orb appeared when we grabbed them all. Now look, there's another orb up there. How do we get to that? Sounds like I'm attacking something. Whoops, and I somehow missed it there. Uh-oh. Oh dear. I am going to have to get to where I can get back up. There we go. So, maybe around here? There we go. Attack it and you bounce up. Health recovery item. Oof. Look at these meanies. And, ugh! Nope, didn't make it across. Package! I now have a weapon. I have a sword. I can switch back to my fists if I want. Sword's a little more useful. Point items hiding up there, but I'm not going to bother with those right now. Just going to press on. Give him a smackdown. That last pillar made an odd little noise. There we go! Got another orb to show up. Gotta listen, as well as look. Most of the clues are there, you just have to search for them and try them. What's it? There we go. Oh, what's that red guy doing up there? Oh, look at that, he dropped an orb. Whoa, he dropped an orb right past me. Huh. Oops, I just totally killed that guy. Now I need to wait for another one to show up. There we go. I got the orb. That's what matters. So in each stage after the first, except for the last one, which is just a boss fight, the final orb is in the hands of a boss that shows up when we've got the other 4. Ugh! I just got KO'd. And this game actually does a weird thing. If you time your attacks correctly, you can actually sort of let a lot of attacks go through you. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. Because you can actually pass straight through enemies and their shots and whatnot as you attack, and that was horrible. I have game overed already. And this game has no continues whatsoever. You have to do it in one shot. Normally, I would give it another try if it went that quickly, but I have enough other games on my list, and this one was a little slow to start as it was, that I am going to move on after this. It is not a bad game, but its learning curve is very steep, as it is very much a puzzle game as much as it is an action one. There is some exploring that has to be done. Try to figure out how to make the orbs appear in the first place. If there is one thing that is ridiculously unfair about this game, it is that the game's third boss has regenerating health, and nothing tells you this. If you don't attack him fast enough, you will never beat him. You can invest half the time on your game clock, you know, upwards of 15 minutes trying to beat him if you're just not hitting him fast enough, and the game does nothing to tell you that this is what's going on. The nature of the rest of the game kind of makes you wonder if perhaps there's like some puzzle aspect to it. Maybe you're like using the wrong weapon, or there's some other means that you're supposed to beat him. No, he just has regenerating health. You just need to hit him faster. That really isn't fair, nor is it fun, and it is a large part of the reason why most people who have played this game never made it past stage 3. I have beaten it, but it has been a very long time. That was actually pretty poor run right then, but it sufficed to get the point of the game across. I'm going to let this awesome intro play one more time in case anybody wants to make a guess at the theme without me dropping the value of the prize. Slower version of the music, but do-do-do-do-do. And it will actually sit on this screen without making any more animation until you press start. Okay. Time to get another game up on the screen and then multiply the prize by 0.9 again. It's 1 a.m. I've got about half an hour left to go. And at this point, I think I want to start limiting things to the better games on the list, or certainly the more famous ones. This one should suffice for a... Yeah, let's do this one. I kind of want to... Yeah, I feel like this one needs to be played. This is one of the earlier games I've got on the list here. Let's see. Popular game. A little weird in the physics at times. Has sort of a similar design aesthetic to it. I mean, it's a more straightforward platformer, but you still have this sense of exploration, items and puzzles and whatnot. And yet you still have a high score. Okay. Times 0.9 equals... Okay. Oh, I got way too many things in my face now. Oops, but I needed that one. This is Acclaim 87, according to my list here. For once, that actually seems to agree with what's showing on the copyright screen. 1987. This is Wizards and Warriors. This game became, obviously was at least somewhat popular because it spawned an entire trilogy. There was, its sequel is called Iron Sword, I believe. Wizards and Warriors 2 as a subtitle. And then Wizards and Warriors 3 is subtitled Kuros, Visions of Power. Which is kind of awkward when you have a subtitle that includes a colon, because then you're putting 2 colons in the title when you're typing it out. But I digress! Yes, this is the original. Yeah, get this up and running here. I do rather like the little musical cues in this game. The map. You start in the middle of a tree. You can attack. You actually look pretty cool as you fence. I can jump right back in there, though. Grab goodies. Earn points for things. Whoa, I'm falling far. There is a chest. To open that, I would require a key. I don't have one yet. I'm going to have to carefully jump my way back up here. Ugh. Fell a little far there. I think I took some... Actually, I don't know if you take fall damage in this game or not. I don't remember. It's been a while. You cannot attack mid-jump in this game, and that is just so counterintuitive to me. Ugh. As you can see, right off the bat, this game demands some pretty precision platforming out of players. Oh no. The music has changed because my life is running low. It sounds surprisingly friendly. I said that you can't attack mid-jump. However, the way that he sticks the sword out as he jumps, that actually can poke enemies. There we go, made it to the door at the top, which is actually elsewhere, as you can see. There's another chest to be had up here, and again, I have no key. Ooh, something up there, but little high to jump right now. Gee, I wonder if I will get something to allow me to jump higher later on. Spoiler alert, yes. He does not seem to want to go in that door, though. That chest is already open. And here we have a guy that we can bribe with 100 gems if we want to get by him, and otherwise he's just going to stab the crap out of us. Ooh, an open treasure chest. Thou hath discovered! Dagger of Returning. Now I have a projectile. And I actually can throw that in the air, as you can see. Making things a lot safer, a lot easier to play. We are now at the... Oh! Ow! In the bottom of the forest. The chest just above us. Let's see if we can get to that. Thou hast discovered gems! And a good chunk of them. Ow! Stop it! Ah, come on! You can totally, dodge your knife on the way back. At least under some circumstances, and keep it swinging around back and forth. Try to keep it in orbit. Swag Star! But yeah, it's not an easy skill to acquire, and it's been a long time since I've messed with this game. Go in here. More gems! There we go. There we go, gain some life. Change the music up. Ow! As you can see, this game, right off the bat, gets to be really, really nasty precision jumping. And I don't think it gets much better, either. And it's definitely a challenge to try to play. But the uniqueness of the items that you find, there's a lot to explore and do. I can see why it was very popular. Freeze all the enemies. Yeah, I haven't heard Arcus whisper Swag Star in quite a while, but maybe I guess he decides it doesn't really fit with the cowboy hat. Ooh. It's, oh, stop that! Oh my word. This is, oh, I only need 6 more. Oh, I'm dead. Yes, this is indeed the world of Nintendo Hard. There's no doubt about that. But you get the gist of it. It's not a bad game, but there is a massive learning curve to it. Not as bad as, say, Time Lord, which is like properly a wannabe puzzle game. This is a lot more straightforward, but there's definitely a lot of very sort of hidden items, things to find. It almost feels closer to Metroid than it perhaps has any right to. But yeah, it does have that sense of style to it. That is Wizards and Warriors. Okay, I will give that around half a minute. If someone would like to make a guess at the theme before I move on to the next title and drop the prize a little further. I'm probably only going to be doing 2 or 3 more games. The list is starting to thin out anyhow. And the very last game on the list, even if I run overtime, I'm going to play it out to its completion. I'm going to see if I can 1cc it on stream or not. I don't know if I'll be able to make that happen, but I will certainly try. So I'm looking through the list here carefully to try to choose really good games to end it with. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 2 more games. 2 more. So which of these 2 do I want to play? Oh, it's a tough choice. Okay, I feel like I would be doing the world a disservice if I didn't make it this one. Okay. I have made my decision. Did anybody guess? No? Okay. Yeah, I did already play Jordan vs. Bird. Why am I not seeing it on this list? It must be here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, it's like, I totally know it fits this theme. This is a very, very beautiful, expressive game. This game was actually featured in the last Big 20, as I recall. This was published by Nintendo themselves. I've got 1990 down as the year here. Let me get the marquee edited. Okay. Get that typed in here. And calculator times 0.9. Okay. So this is a fun little game here. Very unique design. Very unapologetically weird. So we have this sort of old school isometric perspective that you would typically see in games of British origin back in the PC days. Games like Heads Over Heels. Of course, this country we probably think mainly of Solstice. We were being randomly attacked by a checker, and there are these little pibbles under these lids. We can eat them. They come in 2 colors. Well, actually 3. There's orange and purple. One player is orange, player 2 is purple. And those of your own color are worth more to you. There are also yellow ones, which are worth even more. Oh, there's a shark in the water there. The yellow ones are very fast and hard to get, but those are worth more than the yellow and the purple. Yellow, what am I saying? Am I that tired, really? Yeah. A yellow is basically worth both an orange and a purple. And my tail is now glowing. As you eat these things, you grow out your tail, and once it's glowing, that means you have hit maximum length. And you are heavy enough, there we go, to weigh down the scale at the end of the level. Random foot. That is an extra life. If it's not glowing, it's a bomb. This is a warp. Well, actually not a warp, a bonus level. Gives you some extra opportunity for points. Eating more pibbles. Here we go. A score bonus for grabbing all of them out of there. Oop, checker. Yep, there it is. The scale. We can now weigh that down. Ringing the bell opens the door. And we can go through the door to end the level. Bonus for the extended length. That is a very uniquely designed action game. Random feet are the best feet, yes. And now the pibbles all bounce on springs. Because this game needs to remain unique and get even more difficult as the stages go on. There we go. Haha! Took that one out plumber style. Bonus points there. A wind-up makes you move a lot faster. Maybe a little too fast sometimes. That little Y thing there is actually a tongue extender. Now you can grab the things from faster. You may notice that these things... Oh, being attacked by a toilet seat now. You gotta love how he spits out the spring after eating the pibbly. Yeah, these things that spit out the food, they occasionally spit out a bomb as well. You don't want to have any part of those. Bonus. Come on. Alright. Ooh. You gotta love the little Jaws thing playing when you're in the water. Uh-oh, get out. There we go. Bonus time. There is a timer at the bottom center of the screen. You can't just play all day. You do need to get a move on. Obviously, if you're trying for a high score, you do want to milk the clock to some extent. You want to keep getting food. Now we have to do these awkward Knight's Move-like jumps in order to get up this, waterfall. There we go. This is 2 players simultaneous, by the way. You may have figured as much. Nice bit of competitiveness there. Yeah, if you're playing for a score, then you do want to milk the levels. You do want to use the time. There's no time bonus. You just want to get more food. Ooh, I totally got nailed by that toilet seat. Oops. Darn, that's going to cost me a life. Got it. You can see that the backgrounds of, well, the palette has changed. These Pibblies have feet. Cute little music. Here's the hard part, getting back across from here. There we go. Tongue extender. Oh, I needed to go for that at the very beginning. Too late for that. Points there. You. We should have a glowing tail now, right? Yep. If I can keep from getting hit... Oh, that reverses your controls for a time. That one's temporary invulnerability. Oh, there it goes. It's back to normal. Ugh, another toilet seat. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy there, Tiger. Okay. Wait. Okay, hold on, let's try this again. There we go. You can actually see previous levels below your current one. You saw the scale down there. Ugh! Got it. Okay, so you get this sense that you're climbing this gigantic tower. Congo Snako. Not a bad way of describing it. Whoa, easy there, okay. This is where it really starts getting difficult to, sort of get your bearings. That is a bomb. Okay. Ah! Sometimes I'd rather lose a life outright to falling off a cliff than I would taking a hit from an enemy and, shrinking down the Snaka segment. Oops! Got a little close to him there. There we go. I distinctly remember that the manual called these Pibbly Splats due to the way that they bounce. Go flat against the ground as they do. It's Bigfoot, get it? Like I said, British game design, so of course Monty Python reference. Whoa! Oh my word. Not that US kids playing this game would get it, but yeah, totally a thing. There we go. Ugh. I think I actually can destroy those. Whoa. I remember as a kid having so much trouble just visualizing where I'm supposed to go in this stage. It's straight across there, it's just at a higher altitude than where you Ow, no, that stinks. Is there another one here? Yes, there is. Oh. Alright, fine. Be that way. Ugh! There we are. There you go. Get sucked in. Jovimtur. I'm actually having trouble reading that right now, I apologize. Good to see you here. Welcome. I unfortunately totally let the yellow one go. Yeah, you can't grab them when they're flat against the ground, so you have to sort of time it just before or after they do so. There we go. I can finish this level, yes. And this is such a nuisance, especially since you have to go there and back. Frickin' anvils. Bullseyed, and there goes my tail. All gone. And look at that. I've got no choice but to go back down, and that's too far to fall in one shot, in order to fill back up. That is just how mean this game is. That's pretty brutal. I have to go all the way back to here to regain my tail. As a matter of fact, because I'm running out of time, I'm probably just going to stop it here, actually. Well, I'll give it another 30 seconds or so. Oh, well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. One Jovimtur 00. I'm not sure how you would prefer that to be pronounced. I do hope you, enjoy your stays here. I do try to be entertaining, educational, and at least show some decent skill at games. I do better at some than others. I have my good and my bad nights, but I do always try. Well, I've got my tail. I will give this one more noble effort. Hopefully I can get across here in time. Without getting anviled. It's over regardless. Thank you so much for that follow. Greatly appreciate that. Why was the door open? Shouldn't have been. Oh well. Maybe it was taking pity on me. One Jovim True. Ah, okay, I see. And now we have ourselves a magic carpet. And yeah. Yeah, screw that. I'm running out of time. I need to move on to my final game. So that is Snake Rattle and Roll. It is actually a lot of fun. But as you can see, steep learning curve. Very, very steep learning curve. Okay, I had already said that was your last chance to make the guess before I move on to the final game of the night. Final game I will be playing that fits the mystery theme, although there will be others. I will of course reveal what the theme was at the end of this run. And I saved this for last, A, because it's a game that I have a lot of experience with, and I wanted to basically have the opportunity to try to go through it in its entirety, if at all possible. And in part because, entirely serendipitously, the last time I did a mystery theme, it was a game with the same title that I played last. Just entirely serendipitously, I am ending this mystery theme stream with Battletoads. Just as I did last time, although this is the NES version, it was the arcade game last time. Trade West 91, according to my list. Now we type that in first. Before anyone asks, why, yes, as a matter of fact, this is Battletoads. The one, the only. Yes. Named Zits, Rash, and Pimple. They're absolutely fascinating story told in a multi-page comic that appeared in an issue of Nintendo Power. I always thought it would make an excellent movie, especially if shot with a bunch of British actors in a style similar to Max Headroom, because it really does sort of fit that theme, that approach. This was definitely very much a British-designed game. This game has a very steep learning curve. Every stage is so very different from the others. It's almost like you're playing 12 minigames. I am actually going to start as Rash this one, rather than Zitz, as I usually prefer to play. And I think we can all agree that it has the sexiest villain to ever grace the NES. I don't know why I felt compelled to mention that. But, yeah, I have, over the years, made no secret of my crush on the Dark Queen. Of course, in the actual plot line, the Dark Queen is something of a, shall we say, a clone? One Silas Volkmeyer is the creator of a virtual reality system that was intended for, like, arena-style demonstrations. And he built it a little too well, shall we say? It was arguably his intent all along. He sort of ended up breaking down the world, the fourth wall, I guess you could say, between his virtual world and the real one. And the competitors who portrayed the Battletoads in the digital arena essentially became stuck as Battletoads in real life. Silas essentially set himself up as the evil overlord. He is actually, sir, not appearing in this game. He does not make an appearance until the sequel on the SNES, Battle Maniacs. He was jealous that he wasn't able to become the protagonist in his own creation, so he instead positioned himself as the villain. The company did not let him take a starring role as a Battletoad himself. I love the... Ow, really? I love the perspective you face this first boss at. It's great. Very clever, very unique. So, yeah, Silas has taken the president of the company, who he has more than a little bit of a crush on, and essentially created her avatar, as it were, as the Dark Queen. In the sequel, he actually kidnaps the company president. I always thought that would have made an interesting plot point in the movie. You'd have one person playing two roles, sort of a Jekyll and Hyde deal. Yeah, when you finish the SNES game, you get one shot to take down Silas. You have like 30 seconds to try to finish him off before he escapes. In this stage, famously, if you can juggle a bird long enough, you can get an extra life out of it. There we go. I'm actually getting them tonight. Ooh. Very useful. I'm trying to finish this game without continuing. Yeah, I am not going to be using warps. I do know of them, I know where they are. I will not be taking warps in this game. Wrong warps or otherwise, I am going to try to actually finish every stage. I will end my stream and reveal the theme once this game has finished, and I will try to actually complete it in its entirety. I will not be continuing. I either make it on one credit or I don't. Alright, this is... Oh, darn! Let it go by. Come on! There we go. No, leave me alone! I got to hit the bird again! Ah! Yeah, alright, this is out of hand. Oh, I'm gonna lose a life if this keeps up. There we go. Kind of unfortunate to have to do that, but... that was getting real ugly. Oof. There goes all my extra health pickups. Yeah, you eat flies to gain health. Yeah, characters like Professor T. Bird... Actually, Professor T. Bird might be sort of the good version of Silas. That's never actually been really properly explained or covered in the lore, to my knowledge. I should just frickin' write a screenplay. Do it some, April. I think that's when the NaNoWriMo people do movie scripts, right? Like the month of April? I should just actually do that. Battletoads, the movie. No, go away. It's gonna wrecking ball these. There we go. Take that weapon. Probably... yeah. Okay. If you carefully kick the wall without actually going into wrecking ball mode, that's the fastest way to get by those silver shockers. You can actually bounce off the walls by attacking them that way. Kick off. I love her taunts. There is a Dark Queen Twitter account. Most of the time it's just tweeting random quotes of hers. One of her quotes in the SNES game is the same as the game over quote you get when you lose a fight in the original Street Fighter. Oh! Okay, got it. Two-dimensional enemies. Can be anywhere aligned with them to hit them. I am at full health now. You just make sure that I don't end up off that island. Okay. Whoa, what am I doing? Stay low, please. Oh, missed him with that. Incidentally, you can just hold in the attack button to repeatedly hit an enemy. If you press it once and you're still holding it in and that punch hits somebody, he will keep attacking. I'm not mashing the button to do that. It surprises me how few people actually know this. I've seen them play the game and they're mashing the button. So here we are, the infamous Turbo Tunnel. I mentioned that Time Lord was a game that most people never finished the third stage on. Well, here we are again. Most people seem to have trouble finishing the third stage of Battletoads. It's always the same pattern. The walls don't move. It's all about learning it, finding the proper rhythm. It's not that hard. They actually give you plenty of time to react. If you're at least slightly familiar with what's coming up, it helps a ton because, yeah, they very much remind you as you go. It is actually possible to jump over the tall walls, but that is a very, very precise time in order to do so. Obviously, the double wide low walls you have to jump over. The ramps you need to run into without jumping. At least the ramps that are on the ground. Yeah. Things that are blue or hovering, you do not want to jump when you see a blue wall. You do want to jump when you see a blue ramp. To give you more time to get over those triple walls, because those are kind of close to each other. Ideally, you want to be forward a little, leave yourself some room to move backwards as you jump. Gives you more time to get over that last wall. Especially if your first jump was a bit late. This wall is centered. It's the only one like it. All the way up... Oh, you need to go all the way to the top or the bottom. Oh, whoa! I had something else in my head. I just needed to stay put there. Thankfully, there are plenty of checkpoints. That ramp is down at the bottom, making sure you're paying attention. All the others were centered up to this point. These guys aren't so bad to do. Whoa. There we go. I almost really got myself in trouble there. Exclamation point warns you, you're just going to have to manually jump from island to island. You want to get near the bottom so you have a lot more leeway. It's not just an isometric looking thing, you actually do have less space near the top. Got it. I'm disappointed that that took me 2 tries, to be completely honest with you. Okay. Now we are on to the ice stage. Ice physics already. I love the look on a Toad's face as he slides backwards down a slope. He's like, hmm? Hard to show off well. Let's see. Hmm? There we go. Oh, doll! We actually need these ice cubes to break walls. Like so. Oh, good enough. Snowball fight with Snowman. Oh, he threw that one low. Alright. Pattern there. There we go. One way to beat him. You can throw snowballs at them to take them down, but you can also get up in their face and just give them a nice power smash. Ooh, that was too much damage. Wait for the opening. You do have to be careful about getting close to the snowmen, though, because although it's a slow attack, they can smash you at point blank, and it is a one-hit kill, from full health to dead. I call it the Snow Slam. That is totally something they can do to you, and hopefully I will not be demonstrating this. I hate this part. Frickin' snow boulders, they grow as they go. This guy you have to hit twice. And yes, they don't give you snowballs. You actually do have to smash him. Oops. And then use the snowballs he leaves behind. Aw, crud. In order to break down the wall. I'm not falling efficiently here. I'm just gonna let the ice cube go ahead of me. There we go. Stop that with a properly timed punch! And it takes a few hits. Yeah, a couple hits there. There we go. For platform. Duck. Snowball comes from nowhere. You have to jump right under that thing and then dodge back. Snowballs come in 1 and then 2. Whoops. 1, 1, 2. Gotcha. These alternate high and low. Gotcha. Alright. I'm gonna let it go by again. Don't need that ice cube. Gotta duck that. That doesn't move. Careful jump. Get an extra life. Okay. Gotta carefully time our way through there. Oh! You can hit your head on the ceiling there, so you actually do have to be very careful where you decide to get past those guys. Ugh! Grr! Oh, up and over. Okay. There we go. Down. are. Nice. Another one, even faster than that first one. Making sure you're paying attention. Oh, barely got over that. Give me that. I like this one. Oh, come on. All you have to do is throw it and you'll find yourself on top of that pillar. Health that I don't need. Carefully dodge these spikes on the way down. Get past that! Oh, no! I hit my head on the ceiling. Have to time that better. Okay. And tap! Yes. And hit the snowman. And then back away. And then hit him again. Okay. Whoa. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Looked good to me. Okay, down and tap and smash and retreat and duck and smash and jump and it breaks. Jump and duck. Okay, here we go. Now here's where I... Oh, that's right, it's 3 high and then 1 low. You can actually dash without standing up. You have to still hold in down, and then double tap the D-pad. I use my other thumb for that. Neat little technique. These are nasty here. Gotta time your jump over the spike. If the walls crush you, it's an instant kill. And they don't bounce up as high on the second floor, so you gotta be really careful about that. If I can time my jump off of this correctly. There we go. Chunk of extra points. On we go. Yeah, so 1CCing this game was essentially my one college party trick. It's like, oh, you've got an NES, you got Battletoads? I can complete it without continuing. No, you can't! Yeah, I can. Here, I'll show you. I still play this game every now and then, every few years. I try to make sure that I can still do it. Yep, so now we have the surfing stage, very similar to the, bike stage, only your health can actually matter at times, and you're a bit bouncier. Ugh! Momentum becomes a thing here. Ugh. There we go. No! That's alright. Forward! Yes, got it. Okay. These things are easy to dodge if you stay all the way back. They never touch either the top or the bottom, and the moment they go off the left-hand side of the screen, they're gone. They don't swirl on back, so it's actually easiest to dodge them at the edge. Now we've got more invaders who are doing a way too fine job. They will never steal your last point of health. Now we've got tall walkers. Ugh. Give me that. Let them come a little closer. Break those parts for extra points. Oh, and boss time. Ugh. Let's see if I can... Oh, nope. That was fast. Oh, come on. Get back to the leg here. I'm over this way. Oh. Oh, this way works too. Yes! There we go. Pro strats. And back on the surfboard. Hop off that bar. These mines are random and often very unfair. The way that they move at different speeds, you could just end up trapped. Thankfully, that did not happen to me there. Things are now going to speed up, and it actually gets fairer because they can't cluster up and trap you nearly as well. Yourself near the center of the screen. Oh, you're kidding me! I missed it. Damn. The logs, they give you 2 hits. The mines are 1-hit kills. It's like the walls on the bike. There we go. On to the next stage. Arnath's Lair. This right here, this is the gatekeeper. This is by far the hardest stage to learn how to play. You just kind of have to learn the patterns of the snakes. It's difficult to really run totally on reaction here. There's nothing in this first room that can kill you. It's really just sort of practice so you can get used to the way that the snakes move and react. How sometimes you need to wait for them, sometimes you need to move quickly. And we are at the exit. But there are additional rooms, and now... yeah, now we got spikes. I remembered I had names for many of the snakes back in the day. I don't necessarily remember all of them, but I do remember some. This guy, of course, is Kruger. Red and green stripes. Ugh. There we go. There we go, some careful jumps. This snake is a jerk. Ugh. And the last snake is just very fast. There we go. That's 2 rooms down, 2 to go. Wait here. Bottom. Yeah, some of these are going to get a lot more difficult to navigate. If you lose a life, you are, of course, back at the beginning of that room. Because where else would they put you? Oh! Oh! Yeah, for people who never made it past the speed bikes, yeah, you didn't see the worst of it. If that weren't enough of a gatekeeper, yeah, this is the one that is... this is the stage that keeps a lot of people from making it, like, anywhere in this game. Into the second half of it, anyway. But I definitely put the hours in as a kid. This is one of the most well-animated games. The entire console. Here we've got the Extendo Snake. It's a good thing it extends near the end of its run, as otherwise there wouldn't be space enough to land on it. Oh! Darn! Oh! Oh, that hurt. Yeah, that really hurt. Yes, yes, thank you for pointing that out, Jezendar. Appreciate that. Ugh! There we go. Yeah, that's a tougher gap to fit through than it looks. They don't give you a lot of leeway on those moving platforms in the ice section, as perhaps you noticed. They take the opposite approach to those spikes. You get anywhere near them and the game says, "Oh, you're hit." It's, not pleasant. Ugh! Okay. One more. Nope. Okay, phew! Here's the final snake room, and thankfully there is a shortcut to this one. I will not have to go through all the snakes. Only maybe... I think it's the 4th one I can get out on? Ugh, I hate that part. I call this the safety snake. He's very polite, goes over all the spikes for you. A nice relaxing moment. This is going to be my final snake. You have to if you're going to do it this way, you have to time it just right, just as the tail's about to run out! Yes, there we go. And we're out. If you don't make it out through there, there's like 3 or 4 more snakes. One will actually get you up a lot closer to the exit. But yeah, you can totally sneak it out that way. Here in Volkmeyer's Inferno, we have enemies that will actually drop to a single punch. Even if it's a basic style punch, it is possible to hit one with the basic punch. You don't get points for it. But it will still KO them in one shot anyway. Thank you, I appreciate that. Ugh. Oh! Oh! Damn! That's unfortunate. Okay. Ugh. They do give you a lot of leeway on these landforms, at least. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, basic punch, still down in one hit. Isn't there supposed to... There it is. Okay. The logs vary how close they... What? What was that? You may want to wait to see where exactly the logs double back. Yeah, you see, this one actually doesn't get so close to this platform. That's an important part of making sure you time your jump right. Here it is. Yeah, that one gets closer. Oh, whoa! One of them took out the other. Oh, damn. Better off attacking those, aren't I? I'm on my last life, so I have to be very careful here. Okay. Yes! Got him. Health. Not that it's really necessary. But I think I'm at the... No, there are still some more enemies. Oh! Okay. Planes? Yeah, okay. Background changes from crystals to fire. Ugh, it's like the turbo tunnel again. Oh, we have the whole screen to maneuver here. This section really is sort of unfair. You really do have to memorize this at points. This really is... certain portions you really just can't react to. You kind of have to know in advance where to go. You gotta be pretty precise. See, now I need to move forward, as these are going to be closing. There we go. These are completely random. You just have to try to watch them. Oh, damn it. Oh, I got an extra life, okay. Your points do actually tick up while you're on one of these. Every 100,000 points you get an extra life. The score does not roll over, it nines out, or counter stops, as some say. Which means you stop earning extra lives for it. Ah! Well, I made it to the 1-up. Although I'm pretty sure that doesn't respawn. Might be mistaken. All the same, I'll stay near the center. Just in case it does. Oh, it does, but... Ah! I was trolled hard. Missiles coming soon. I say missiles, that they're sort of... Yeah, they go back and forth between missiles and bombs. You can actually stay at the very bottom, and those missiles won't hit you. They actually start above you. But there's a 1-up at the very, very top of the screen at the end of this. And it's probably one more wave away, right? Of course it is. There we go. Every delay, you gotta switch between forward and back. There we go. Now it's gonna speed up, but they're going to start giving you proper warnings. I like to get up nice, close, and personal to this for two reasons. One, it makes lining up with the gaps easier. And two, nope, it means that if you screw up, you have room to back off. Make things easier for you. And you kind of need to in order to make it through that final gap. One at the top and then one at the bottom. Gives you that little bit extra time to get yourself lined up. Whew. We've made it to the Intruder Excluder. Where runs go to die. Thank you, I certainly try. Hey Duke, good to see you here. Here we are. Oh, doll. Up and over. Yes. That has gone poorly for me in the past. There we go. Got it. This can be another place where dashing while ducked can be useful. So you can be right on top of those robots. As long as you're ducking, their shots won't hit. Having one of these bars makes dealing with these slimes a lot easier because you can't punch them. You can't destroy them with your fists. You can only smash them if you have the pole here. Oh! Damn it. Of course, I just lost the pole. If I get shocked again, that's a lost life. There we go. Ugh. These fans can be a real nuisance. Can push off into a gap. Or even worse, pull you in, and they are a one-hit kill if they get you stuck in their blades. Oh, and the gas is a one-hit kill too! I was a little close to that. Funny little, whoa. That could have been very unpleasant. I'm glad that floor was still there. You can see that reaches just far enough to be a problem. That fan blows out, you can tell by the little circles that move away from it. Other fans later on will blow in. Those are the really deadly ones. Wait for the gas, go by. Duck dash. There we go. Oh, oops. I'll wait for it to cycle around again. There we go. That fan blows in! Run! Yes! Okay. That fan is stupid strong! No, it got me. Hope you like frog legs. Ugh. This still isn't the worst stage yet either. Oh, I'm not too close to that. Okay. Up dash. Oops. There he goes. Yes, it does, actually. The 1-ups do in fact respawn in this game. So I could theoretically keep this going indefinitely if I manage to keep up this rhythm! Oh, come on. Oh! That's obnoxious. My apologies. Oh, repeating this section again. Oh. No one to blame for that but myself. That was just me being impatient. Well, that's one life that won't be respawning. Oh, damn it! Okay. Okay. There it is. Alright, we're good. We're good! We're good. I better wait. It's safe to go through when only one bar is showing. That's basically your warning. When all three are showing, it will bar you from moving up, and instead it will shock you for half your life in damage. Nope, that strategy won't work. It scrolled off the bottom. Which of course means it's instant. Yeah, it's gone. If you can't see it in this game, it doesn't exist. Video game logic. It's supposed to be a game within a game, all that kind of jazz. We are inside the world of the virtual game. There we go. On. Ugh. This can still be done. Whoa, whoa, not if I do that. This might be it, though. We'll see. This is about as far as I made it last time, too, if I recall correctly. Oh! He just suddenly accelerated there. Now, I tried. I gave it an earnest attempt. I'm going to have to keep at this. Eventually, I would like to do one of my run speeds on this game. I would like to finish it in 1 credit, without warping. And with the game accelerated 25% via the power of the emulator. Sooner or later, I would like to do that. I appreciate it. I know that there are other people on Twitch who can finish this game very quickly. They can speedrun it. I know there's at least one person who can finish this game without taking a single hit. Damage bearing or otherwise. That impresses the crap out of me. Yeah, it is definitely a very, very challenging game. I will be perfectly happy to just get a 1cc of it on stream eventually at some point. And I'll just keep grinding at that run speed eventually. Hopefully it'll happen, but no big rush. Alright. How can someone not like this game? That's a shame. This game is amazing. So... that was the final game of the night. I do have to call it here, I'm afraid. I did run a little overtime, but hopefully that was well worth it. I just played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 games that all fit this one theme. They're all NES games, and I will give it 30 more seconds if someone would like to make a last chance stab at what the theme is. I will tell you if you don't. There's technically no penalty. I mean, you're either getting it or you're not at this stage. Give it a few more seconds there. I greatly appreciate that. One Jovem true. Pleasure having you here. Okay. Games with good music, yes. Well, that is certainly true. And it's actually funny that you should mention that. I said earlier that I had a guess that was technically true, in the sense that it implied the correct answer without actually naming what I had listed for the theme. And that guess was that all the games had a common composer. David Wise did the music for all the games, and that is true. That is actually completely true. That is a common theme that runs through the game, and that is indicative of the fact that that man, David Wise, was the one and only sole musician at Rare. Although these games were published by many companies over a number of years, they were all developed by the same company. I started dropping little hints as I went along that they were a British company. And of course, every single game had their name on the screen during the copyrights or titles or whatnot. After I played Pinbot, it was so obvious that I was wondering if like everybody would suddenly jump in and say it. I should have saved that one for later. But yes. Getting around the... I'll put it into story time, I guess. Getting around the limit that I mentioned back in the Ultra Games episode, of only being able to publish 5 games a year, Rare managed to crank out a whopping 47 games for the NES over a 7-year period, which they did by not publishing any of them themselves. Each and every game, you may notice, I usually make it a point to put the developer's name on the marquee rather than the publisher, and I always did the publisher tonight. If you had a certain meta-thinking going on in your head, that would have been a big hint for you. That I was not putting the developer down on the marquee for any of the games because it was exactly the same for all of them. And that was actually, yeah, that was their common thread. That was the hidden theme there. That they were all games programmed and developed by Rare. The successors to Ultimate Play the Game. They became perhaps even more famous later on during the SNES era when they did the Donkey Kong Country games, Banjo-Kazooie on the N64. Conker's Bad Fur Day was their brainchild. Once they got acquired by Microsoft, it seemed like everything that they did for the Xbox and Xbox 360 was very lackluster, and it's kind of weird that that sort of happened. But yeah, they did manage to remind people recently of how awesome they at least were when Rare Replay became like the #1 pre-ordered game when it was announced at E3 that year. Yes, I played only 16 did I say? 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I only played 16 games of the 47. That was like a third. Yeah, 16 times 3 is 48 out of 40. Yeah, I only played about a third of their NES game library. And if I had extended it beyond that one platform, it could have been so many more things. But yeah, Rare didn't really have their name out there in front as a big logo. All that often early on. Obviously, all of their games that they developed had their name. If you watch this episode back, and you look through the title screens, you will see it is always there. It is always perfectly fair somewhere. You might have to leave it idle long enough, but I always made it a point to make sure that at some point it did say that Rare was there. So in a certain sense, the answer was always there in front of you. But yeah, that was definitely... They became something, although they were famous, they did manage to get a name for themselves built in the industry. The fact that they never had, like their company name on the box or anything like that, that their name was never seen alone, as it were, or all that prominently, did mean that they weren't as well recognized early on, at least among the players. Let's see, some of the other games that I could have played that fit this theme, that I skipped over. Let me run through these real quick. I did mention, of course, the Wizards and Warriors sequels. There was another WWF game, WrestleMania Challenge. I guess you could call that a sequel. They did more game show games for Game Tech. They did Wheel of Fortune, Hollywood Squares... 2 more editions of Jeopardy! Junior and 25th Anniversary, 2 more editions of Wheel of Fortune, Junior and Family. The Sesame Street game that I played was actually sort of a re-release. The 1, 2, 3 and the ABC games were originally separate titles, separate cartridges. They ended up putting them together into one later on. More licensed games for LJN. They did A Nightmare on Elm Street for them. I can add that to the list. They did their one and only game for Mattel. They did Super Glove Ball, the game that uses the Power Glove, Arkanoid style. Weird thing there. Let's see. Digger T. Rock, The Legend of the Lost City was another one they did for Milton Bradley. They did RC Pro-Ram and its sequel. I wanted to squeeze those in at some point, but kind of ended up not having the time to do so. The fascinating little party puzzle game Anticipation that plays kind of like Trivial Pursuit with elements of Pictionary. That was their design. Cobra Triangle, a game I've been meaning to learn more about. It definitely looks and feels a lot like RC Pro-Am, but with a variety of stages and things to accomplish, and of course you're on a boat. Let's see. John Elway's Quarterback for Trade West. They did the development for that. The game Solar Jetman, Hunt for the Golden Warp Ship, excuse me. That sort of asteroids lunar lander-esque game. Very long title and not terribly interesting to watch, so I didn't play that one. Let's see. I did mention the other pinball table, High Speed. They did that one as well. I played High Speed on an earlier episode, so that's why I wanted to do Pinball this time around. Battletoads and Double Dragon was actually the last game they produced for the NES. That is a lot of fun, too. And as far as ports that they handled, other things that they did the development for, Arc Rivals, yeah, another basketball game that they did. Another game show, actually, Double Dare. Good luck finishing the bonus stage on that. That's one of the hardest things to do on the NES. The way you have to spin the D-pad around so fast, it's ridiculous. The NES versions of World Games and California Games, they did the ports for. And the last two, I actually could have done back on the Ultra Games episode if I wanted to. They did the development for two games for them. The Konami 2, so to speak. Silent Service and Pirates were theirs. And at least according to this list that I have in front of me, that is the entirety of the NES games that they developed. Lots of them. And I missed a lot that people were talking about in there. Yes, Nintendo of America... I mentioned this during the Ultra Games episode. Nintendo of America had a rule so that the marketplace didn't become flooded and that the crash of '83 didn't happen again, that any one company was limited to publishing 5 titles for the NES in the US. And that was a real problem for Konami, because this didn't exist in Japan. They didn't have that same restriction for the Famicom. It was a Nintendo of America thing. And they already knew that they had big hits on their hands. Their games were selling like hotcakes there. They decided it was worth it to them to open up a subsidiary, open up a separate company, specifically to get around that restriction. That is exactly why Ultra Games exists. Every title released for Ultra Games was essentially published by Konami, just under a different name, in order to get around that restriction. And for that reason, they really only produced games for the NES and the Game Boy. And beyond that, it's like once that no longer became a thing, and they, stopped publishing games for those platforms, Ultra Games simply ceased to exist. They closed up. It existed for one purpose and one purpose alone, getting around that restriction. So that was a fun episode. That was episode 13, by the way. If the highlight for that one isn't already set up, I will be doing so very soon. Because I think I'm up to 14 now? Oh, around there somewhere. I will get that taken care of in the very near future. There were actually some very, very good games that ended up being released under that title. So if you missed that, you might want to check that out. That was a good episode. Yes, Blast Corps was one of their titles from later on. Back in their Ultimate Play the Game days, they had a very popular ZX Spectrum game called Jetpack. And so Rare did the remake of that, Jetpack Refueled, on Xbox 360 Live Arcade. And perhaps the most popular games that they did the development for GoldenEye 007 and the Perfect Dark series. That is sort of that period in time that they were extremely famous and popular with those titles there. And I don't know about anybody else, but I personally remember their hand. They did the development for the Viva Pinata series. Or at least the two main games. I don't know about the party games title, but yeah, Viva Pinata and Trouble in Paradise were their designs, and I spent a lot of time on those. I enjoyed those tremendously. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you liked it. I do try to make these themes either something that's really educational and unique, something that you wouldn't think of, or sort of an open kind of deal and let other people come up with games that fit the theme and see if I might learn about a new game. That has happened on some of these Thursdays as well. So with that having been said, the excellent guess that was made at the beginning, I don't think the Box Ghost Beware would mention my saying that. It was after the first two games, which were Marble Madness and Slalom. The guess was that they were games where momentum was a mechanic. That's not exactly how he phrased it, but that's how it would be perhaps described. And by the first two games, that certainly seemed like it would be an excellent stab at the theme. But yeah, the next game after that was Jeopardy, so obviously that was that was not right. But yeah, that was interesting. So for those of you who are relatively new here,